which is titled Lighter Than Woman, and it is a commission from Sant'Arcangelo festival, which will take place in July this year. And here in Bologna I collected the documentary material I want to use in this work. And the project is about women who migrated from similar cultural contexts with the one I am from, where Russian language is a lingua franca, so that I can connect with the community I am exploring. Yeah, so I work with women who work in Italian homes and who take care of elderly persons, or who have that experience but are nowadays doing something else, like doing hours, or as it is called in Italy, which means cleaning other people's homes. And I work around the concept of weight and weightlessness, because I think this is the concept that helps me to understand the psychological state that these migrant women are in, due to the fact that they have left their families at home in their home countries. Particularly in Bologna, I've been working a lot with women from Ukraine, and now that they came in Italy and stayed here, although they didn't plan to stay, but they stayed. Some of them stayed 18 years, some of them even 20 years. And now Italy has become sort of a home, but it isn't a home really. So they kind of are gravitating to two different homes at the same time. So they are kind of in the state of weightlessness, or somewhat still belonging to the previous, or to the home in Ukraine or another country where they're from. And but still not really home here. And also it is a common problem that when you stay for a very long time away from your real home, that home also becomes strange to you. So, and in a way, many women feel that they actually do not have anywhere to go back to. For instance, I met with Luba here, the woman who was my guide to find another contacts of women doing house work, domestic work here. She says that there is a necessity already for an elderly house for badanti, for Ukrainian women who worked for decades in Italy, and actually no one is waiting for them in Ukraine anymore. Yeah, and also the concept of weight is very important when talking about this. The issue of care work, because in a way you are taking bodily functions of another person, and you kind of experience this physical overload. And what is very common among the caregivers is that they have serious problems with their spine because of having to lift another person. And Also the fact that every body has a weight can become a burden when you are in need of help, when your own weight is too much for you to actually move or to lift. I think that every artist has a huge responsibility, because it is the role of art to talk about important issues in a very specific language that opens possibilities for dialogue on a different level. And yes, so of course such an important issue as migration has to be addressed. And when every, like in many countries in Europe and across, I mean, in America, or you name it, when the general attitude towards migration is very negative, and the rights of the people who migrate are violated, and it is exactly because there is no contact, no proper dialogue, no solidarity. You have to create it as an artist. You have to find, you have to create the space for the dialogue to happen. The issue of migration has been, well, it has many different angles or tacits, and one of them is what happens to identity, and what happens also to the local culture when there are when migrants or when migration is yeah. No.
Maybe something
I
more.
wanted
like
no.
something.
I wanted to say that I've been working a lot with let's say identity issues in my own country, because it is a small country of 1.3 million inhabitants, and we have around 30% of people who identify as non-Estonians, and at the same time the idea about culture is somehow connected to the concept of blood and the purity of culture. But I always felt that I need to talk about the hybridity of identities, and that every culture which even thinks that there is a pure form of it actually is a cocktail, is a very special cocktail of all sorts of cultural influences. And also many of these influences are because of immigration throughout history. So yeah, maybe this is also something that connects to the idea of migration.